Hey, welcome back. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is The Great Conversation. So, I was in a used bookstore in the East Village the other day. You know the kind, shelves groaning, that specific smell of old paper and dust. And I found this beautiful, battered copy of Euclid's Elements. It was a 19th century print, nothing special, but as I held it, I had this overwhelming thought. This book has survived. Someone copied it, by hand, for centuries. Someone translated it, protected it, passed it on. And that chain, that fragile, human chain of preservation, is the only reason I can hold it now. It made me think, viscerally, about the links that were broken. It made me think about the one place that haunts every book lover, every historian, every curious mind, the Library of Alexandria. And it made me ask the question we've all wondered: what did we actually lose? The story we think we know is a tragedy in a single, fiery act. A great library, the sum of all ancient knowledge, destroyed in a cataclysmic blaze. Julius Caesar accidentally burns it, or maybe the Christian patriarch Theophilus, or the Muslim Caliph Omar. One villain, one moment, one fire, and the light of the classical world goes out, plunging us into the Dark Ages. It's a powerful myth, but like most powerful myths, it's more metaphor than history. The truth is both more complicated and, in a way, more profound. First, we have to understand what the library actually was. It wasn't just a building with books. Founded in the 3rd century BCE in the city of Alexandria, the brainchild of the Ptolemaic kings, it was an idea made manifest. It was a research institution, a university, and a repository all in one. The goal was audacious: to collect all the knowledge of the world. Every book, every scroll, Greek plays, Egyptian star charts, Mesopotamian medical texts, Persian histories. Agents were sent to scour the markets of Athens and Rhodes, buying up texts. It's said that every ship docking in Alexandria's legendary port was searched for scrolls. If any were found, they were taken to the library, copied by an army of scribes, and the copies were returned to the owners. The originals stayed. They called the collection the Books for the Education of the Soul. It was, perhaps, humanity's first attempt at a complete backup drive. So what was inside? This is where the loss becomes tangible. We know fragments. We have names of texts that are now just names. The complete works of the playwrights Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides. We have only 7 plays, each out of dozens. The Pinox, a massive 120-scroll catalog of the library's holdings by the poet Callimachus, essentially the first library catalog, is utterly gone. But it's more than just lost books. It's about context. Think of it like this. We have the final, published paper of a great scientist, but we've lost all their lab notes, their failed experiments, their correspondence debating ideas with rivals. In Alexandria, the loss was of the raw material of thought. For instance, we have Aristotle's polished treatises, but the library also held his exoteric works, the dialogues he wrote for the public, described as literary masterpieces. Cicero praised their golden river of speech. All gone. We have the epic poems of the Trojan War by Homer, but what of the other epic cycles? The poems that told the rest of the story, the beginning and the end? They were there, and now they're spectral gaps in our mythology. The history of the world written by Berossus, a Babylonian priest, translating cuneiform records into Greek, gone. Manetho's history of Egypt, only fragments remain. This is the real tragedy, not just the loss of known greats, but the silencing of 1,000 other voices we don't even know to mourn. Now, here's the crucial historical pivot. There was no single Hollywood fire that ended it all. The library's decline was a slow, centuries-long erosion. A death by 1,000 cuts. Yes, Julius Caesar was involved in a fire in 48 BCE during a civil war, but that likely damaged a warehouse district near the port storing scrolls, perhaps duplicates, not the main library complex itself. The library, as an institution, limped on. It suffered from neglect, from a loss of funding. The later Roman emperors weren't as passionate about funding a Greek intellectual hub. There were purges and sectarian violence. The Christian attack on the Serapeum Temple in 391 CE, which may have housed a daughter library, was a significant blow. But by then, the great age of the library was already a memory. The final blows were likely quiet ones. Papyrus scrolls decay. They need constant recopying. Without the money to pay for armies of scribes, without the political will to maintain the mission, the books simply crumbled. They were recycled, or used as fuel, or left to rot in neglected corners. The knowledge didn't vanish in a roar, it faded in a whisper. And this, to me, is the most terrifying part. Catastrophe we can rally against. Neglect is a silent killer. This brings me to my own reflection, sitting here with my modern copy of Euclid. As an engineer, I think in systems. The library was a system for knowledge preservation. It failed not because of one system crash, but because of a lack of ongoing maintenance. The funding algorithm changed. The cultural priorities shifted. The backup processes stopped running. And I can't help but see a parallel to our own digital age. We have the sum of human knowledge on our phones, in the cloud. It feels permanent. But is it? Formats become obsolete. Servers cost money to maintain. Companies go bankrupt. Links rot. Digital decay is a real, slow-burning fire. We are building a new Alexandria every day, and we must ask ourselves, what are we doing to maintain it? Who are our scribes? So what was really lost at Alexandria? It wasn't just scrolls. It was a model. It was the idea that a society could and should dedicate vast resources to collecting, curating, and conversing with the entirety of human thought, regardless of its immediate utility or its origin. We lost the physical texts, yes, a staggering volume of poetry, science, and history that would have rewritten our understanding of the ancient world. But we also lost the thread of countless conversations. We're left with the echoes, trying to reconstruct the symphony from a few scattered notes. The legacy of Alexandria, then, isn't just a ghost. It's a charge. It's a reminder that knowledge is not a vault to be filled and locked, but a garden that requires constant, vigilant tending. Every time we translate a text, digitize an archive, teach a child to read, or yes, even buy a battered old book and wonder about its journey, we are fighting that slow decay. We are being scribes for our own age. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Great Conversation. If these ideas resonate with you, please share the show with someone else who loves history and stories. It's how we keep the conversation going. For more from me, Ibnul J. Farabi, and the whole team, visit our home at Light Not Studios. https://www.lightnotstudios.com. Until next time, keep tending the garden.